Hi everyone, it's Denise Thibodeau. Good food, great life, that's what it's all about. And I'm prepping for my chicken. So at Zehrs this week, they had all kinds of chicken on special. So what the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move to my sink, pardon me, I have a bowl, and I'm gonna actually cut open all my containers of chicken, throw them in and drain off the juices, throw them in a bowl and wash my chicken just with cold water. And that's the first step for prepping my chicken. Now that my chicken is all washed, there is 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 breasts of chicken in here. And we like to eat about 4 ounces of chicken per serving. So there's different ways I cut down my chicken. So I'm going to show you the different kinds of chicken I cut. Because sometimes I want to do skewers, so I make sure I cut my chicken into 1 inch, 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch cubes, so that I can skewer them on a Epicure skewer. This is a metal skewer, and what's lovely about it, it's got a flat ridge so that your meat doesn't turn on it. So these are the Epicure skewers. If you're ever interested, you can pick those up. They're really amazing, and they're all metal. I don't freeze my meat on that. I would pull my meat out and skewer them and then throw them on the barbecue. So I'm prepping right now, so I have these plastic containers. I don't freeze anything in this, but this is where I prep. So I have the first type of chicken is I just want to cut my chicken breast in half. I find this is really too much meat for me and my family, so if you use an Epicure ceramic knife, they're super sharp. And what I'll do is I'll actually slice this like this, right down the center, and I'll have a nice piece of breast that will cook quickly on the barbecue, or you can throw it in the steamer, and you can do chicken burgers with it, like a fillet of chicken burgers, or just a really lovely side dish. So what you do to cut is you're gonna take your hand, hope you can see, I put my hand flat, and then I start midway, and I actually just cut through. So be careful not to cut yourself, and just go right through like this. Pull as you're going, and this knife is beautiful because it's super sharp, right? And then you end up with 2 breasts of chicken that are thinner. And you can bread these, you can do a number of different things. So I'm just gonna do 4 breasts like that. So I'll show you again. And sometimes there's an extra piece of meat like this. Just cut that one off, because that's like a tender, and those are really awesome too. So again, I'm gonna go down midway, watch your fingers, and then pull as you go, and you'll get a beautiful breast. And if you have to have a sharp knife, so that's why the ceramic knives work so well. And again, another beautiful piece. And they cook really quickly on the barbecue, and you marinate these, and they're amazing, okay? So that's how I would do a flat breast of chicken. Now, if I want to prep for kebabs, I would just come down about 1.5 inches like this, and I'm gonna do my first cubing, okay? So this is kind of a square, cut off the fat if you want, and just throw it to the side. And now I have a nice piece of chicken to do my skewers with. I'll turn and I'll do cubes, okay? So I really like chicken thighs too, so when chicken thighs go on special, I do a lot with the chicken thighs. So that's the 2. You can do strips as well. So if you want to get ready to do things like chicken fajitas and stuff like that, you would just do strips. So I'm going to cube the second piece of breast, and then I'll show you how I do strips. So you guys can handle this, I'm sure, right? So this is some pre-prepping. I find having my meat already flavored and ready to go in the freezer saves me a lot of time. How many of you are tired of thinking, oh, I didn't take anything out for dinner, shoots at 4:30, you're using Headspace, thinking, what's for dinner? So doing a little prepping ahead of time will really save you the headaches or the anxiety or whatever you want to describe what 4:30 looks like in your home, okay? So I have just done 2 breasts of chicken as cubes and 2 breasts of chicken as flats. And now if you want to do strips, literally just go in and just do long strips like this. okay? Because you can do chicken fingers now if you wanted to do that. So I'm gonna share a lot of different options so that you can have lots of things in your freezer to support you. So that's how I would do strips, and I would turn, you could turn these into chicken fingers for your children. If you want them a little thicker, keep them a little thicker, and see how I just take another container, put it here, and then dump it into that. So this is the first step. Just cut all your meat into the different sizes you want. And then from there, we're gonna go into step 3 of how I marinate, set up the marinade. So I'm gonna keep going here, and I'll come back in just a few minutes to teach you step 3 on marinating.